Hey everybody, Mel from Mel Booker Music here, and we're going to take a look at playing like Stevie Ray. We'll go through the beginning part of Texas Flood and just play some licks, a little bit of my own, a little bit of Stevie Ray styled stuff, and then we'll talk about it after those two clips are done. Playing like Stevie Ray Vaughan. First of all, let me preface this video by saying you can't play exactly like Stevie Ray Vaughan. Everybody's experiences are different. You go through different things in life. You go through different things on your musical journey. So that will come out in your playing, in your music, no matter what instrument you play. So most of what you hear in Stevie Ray Vaughan is not the technical. We as musicians kind of focus on the technical because that's the part we can get to. You can never really get in someone else's shoes and walk the path that they walk in order to get that same music out of you that came out of them. But you can learn from some of the technical things, glean from them, and incorporate those into your playing. And so that's what we'll talk about doing. Everybody's hands are different. Some people have long fingers. Paul Gilbert's hands are just crazy long. Some people have really strong hands, which I would assume that would be definitely Stevie Ray Vaughan. Some people have smaller hands. I mean, there's different facets that go into guitar playing, so take that into consideration. So for starters, you're going to need a Strat or Strat style guitar. Voila. I think Stevie used heavy strings, and people will argue about what gauge they used. My understanding was that they were 13s. I don't know that for a fact. I'm assuming they were big, heavy strings, which goes to show why I think he had really, really strong hands, because to have heavy gauge strings and to do the bends that you do, your hands have to be really strong to pull that off. I've got 10s on, and I've played 10s for years. I tried 11s, but it's a lot more work for me, so I guess I'm a wimp when it comes to bending strings. But so I'm stuck with 10s. So, but you guys can experiment, try what you want. And did I mention you need a Strat? Usually blues guys will opt for single coils. Nowadays you'll have some single coils that will kick out that 60 cycle hum. When you play distortion through your single coils, you get this hum. And there's new pickups now that'll sound like single coils, get that hum out of there, and you can rock and not have that annoying noise. Most people, though, that play blues, they don't really care, because once you get the band kicked in, you won't hear that 60 cycle. When you're sitting by yourself or in the studio, it's annoying. But when you're live playing with the band, you really don't hear the 60 cycles. Now the next thing is just remember that your tone, taste, feel, everything is going to come from your hands and it come from your heart. And whatever you're dealing with musically or emotionally or socially, whatever, you should try to find ways to get it into your instrument and out. So we're focusing on technical things for this lesson, but just remember that, experience-wise, you want to do and play what you feel and what comes out, not necessarily what you think Stevie Ray Vaughan felt or his experience. So having said that, let's go through some Stevie-isms real quick. Okay, one, lot of second position licks. Let me show you. This song originally was in G, but a half step down, so it's really G flat. I opted to just go to G flat instead of retuning my guitar. So you guys can transpose this stuff and just move it up a half step, but I'm going to show you here since that's the first example. So second position, here's first position pentatonics go first. Let's just do that. Second position. Now usually what happens in second position, you use this set of 5 notes, this little box we call it. Usually what happens in second position is you use this box, and we're starting here on the 7th fret, so it goes like this. I'm going descending. Now we'll show you a close-up of that. So let me show you the licks, and it's really a matter of bending. You got to make sure that you hit your pitches when you do your bends up a whole step, which is 2 frets from the note you're starting with. So let's take a look at one. Okay. Bending the note up, letting it go, playing it, and on the second string. Sometimes you'll bend that slower. Okay, now the next lick is usually an ending lick before he's going to turn the thing around. I'm pretty sure it came from Albert King. Let's listen to it. Let's look at that close up. A lot of the cool licks, like we said, is in the second position, little 5-note box. You can get a lot of licks out of there with just bending, sometimes bending slow, and then mixing the notes up, but that's a lot of the licks come from here. Now there's a lick that joins second position and first position together, and he does this quite a bit, so I'm going to show you guys that too. It goes like this. Okay. So let's start here in second position. We're going to start here on your 6th fret, and we're going to go down to first position from here. And bend that note when you get to the 4th fret. You're going down a whole step. Bend and release it. 2nd fret on the 3rd string. Next string, 4th fret, back to that A note. We're going to go here on the 3rd string, 4th fret, bend it up. While you're bending, you're going to play this note, and then let it go back to that A note. So here it is again. And then a lot of times, right before he's going to go into the one chord again, you'll hear this. So this is just the walk down from your blue notes, your flat 5 right here. That's the blues scale with the flat 5. And here's the lick again. And then the augmented chord. And that's 3rd fingers on the 4th fret of the 5th string. The next string is going to be at the 3rd fret, 2nd fret, and 2nd fret. So now for the bulk of doing Stevie type stuff, it's real aggressive type blues playing. So that's why I emphasize that you got to do a lot of bending, lots of vibrato, and you're playing more aggressive. You're playing more like you're letting the blues out, but it's not always maybe sad. Maybe it's more angry and aggressive versus just sad and slow. So with the bending, just remember, when you're in first position pentatonic scale, try to work on your bending on the 1st string, 2nd string, and then 3rd string in that position of your scale. Let's do that scale one more time. So here, you want to bend there, there, and there, whole steps up. So, okay? And then last but not least, another Stevieism that you want to incorporate is adding different notes to this pentatonic scale. This note right here comes from your major pentatonic, but I also think of it as you're adding the 9th in, which is not in your pentatonic scale. So here's the notes here. That note's not in there, so a lot of times you go. So, and you just add it in. And you can add it in however you want to, but that note is not in the scale. It's added in a lot. Blues guys do that quite a bit. So those are some Stevie Ray Vaughan isms that you can work on. Incorporate those into your playing, and just have fun jamming. Just remember, you want to take those things and play with as much emotion as you can, not so much the technical side. Spend some time working on the technical side so that you have the facility to get the music out that you want to get out. And then after that, it's just playing from your heart, playing with feeling. So we'll see you guys next time.